It was a stunning discovery that halted a multi-million-dollar construction project on Staten Island. The centuries-old remains of Irish famine victims. Perry Peltz has our story.
This is the municipal parking lot in the St. George section of Staten Island. The city wants to build a courthouse here, but before they build on top, they have to deal with what's below. A cemetery from 1799, filled with the human remains of what's believed to be Irish immigrants who had been quarantined because of typhus and yellow fever after arriving by boat trying to make a new life in the New World.
Unfortunately, the people I get to see never made it. They were sick on board ship, were brought into the quarantine grounds, and died.
Dr. Tom Amorosi is a forensic anthropologist, and by examining the bones, says these immigrants lived very difficult lives.
They don't go to the hospital. It's hard. They're working with blown out backs, broken fingers.
We felt that we should become an advocate for those who could no longer speak for themselves.
Tom Russo represents a group called Friends of Abandoned Cemeteries. They want the remains brought here to the Staten Island Cemetery in West Brighton. They say the immigrants suffered enough in the 19th century and that it must come to an end in the 21st.
I find it incredulous that we've allowed this to happen for as long as we had, but it's certainly high time that we take advantage of an opportunity that has presented itself.
But when it comes to ideas about how and where the remains should be buried, Friends of Abandoned Cemeteries isn't alone.
We received several hundred letters, emails, and other correspondence from across the city, across this country, and even around the world.
Matt Stanley from the New York State Dormitory Authority says he's read every one. The authority is overseeing construction of the courthouse, and they will make the final decision.
We will make a decision that will actually, maybe not everyone will be happy, but I believe that we will have done our best to make the most thoughtful, considerate decision because of the process that we have engaged in.
And the Dormitory Authority says the decision about a final resting place will likely take until the end of next summer. Now, we also want to add that out of respect for the dead and their families, that the actual remains were not shown. What you saw in the piece were replicas.
Perry, do they have a clear idea right now of how many sets of remains they're dealing with?
You know, Chuck, they don't. But as for the remains that have already been excavated, about 50 bodies. But there could be hundreds more that are buried underneath and will remain there.
Okay, Perry, thank you very much.